What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the Philly Frenzy podcast. I'm your host, Matt. I'm here with my buddy, Jelly told me I had to get a little bit more hype today, so I'm getting a little bit more hype. What's going on, Jell?
Nothing much, Matt. Nothing much. Another day after the draft. A little disappointed, but go through these grades.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it. We're going to grade the draft from last night. Um, Instead of going pick by pick and round by round for these, we're just going to pull up these 2K League rosters that were posted by Champ. And, we know who's drafted. You're watching this, you know who was drafted. We're not going to harp too much on who didn't get drafted because there's guys that got snubbed that, kind of put me in a bad mood. So I don't even want to have that discussion right now. So let's just, jump right into the Sixers roster. After the draft last night, we got Dre, Cali Rack, underrated to GOAT, Steals, Walnut, and Toxic as the sixth man projected. What are you feeling with this Sixers team, and where would you grade them?
I think it's a decent team. That's Steez, not Steals, but that's all right.
My bad.
We got, no, it's all right. I mean, they got a pretty young guard combo, but I think they'll do well. I think you will see underrated go to the six man. I think Toxic will start, honestly. He's that glue guy. He's a veteran with Walnut. I think Walnut will want him on the floor. Just so underrated go can actually see how the league is played, how it's how the builds are. I know they're going to practice on the builds and everything, but you got that guy that already knows the league and already knows what to do and how to handle it. You'll see him, I believe, start over under their go, and then come mid-season maybe a little bit sooner they'll put underrated go in the lineup. I'm gonna give that squad. I honestly like that squad. It matters how Dre and Cadillac handle the pressure, with the rest of these pros. I'm gonna give that a solid B right now. I'm a little leery of the 1-2 combo just because they're very young. Also with the three, but I think Tox is going to take that spot.
With this six guys that are on this roster, putting into consideration the trade that happened, moving Radiant, which I think is going, in my opinion, hurt my draft grade for the Sixers. I have them at a B, but a B minus. Just Dre and Cali are going to have to come in right away, depending on which one really is going to be the one, and try to fill Radiant's shoes. Yeah, Radiant, on people terms, didn't have a great season last year, but the dude has been the face of Philadelphia, and now you're asking one of these young kids who haven't been in the league to take that role and actually, solidify the point guard position. But the move for Walnut and then bringing in Tox, you can't give them anything less than a B minus, but I believe they're sitting B minus. I get what you're saying with the B, with a potential of being a little bit higher, but as of right now, I'm giving them a B minus. Only because of the trade, Radiant.
No, of course, yeah, I agree with you with the trade and everything because that is huge shoes to fill. A playoff contender possibly.
Yeah.
If these guys, gel really well off rip. But I think they might miss the playoffs. With this squad, it's really going to determine if Dre can really fill the shoes of Radiant, and that's tough. I mean, you got to go out there and give him 30 points a night.
So switching now to the Bucks. Excuse me. The Bucks. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep a tab on our grades so we can go back and get something out of this. For the Bucks, we have Reg, Rooks, Lottie, Comp, Plondo, and Perm. This team is... My question mark is going to be, how does Lottie fit with these guys?
Lottie's going to fit right in.
You think so?
Lottie's a great guy. He's a great attitude. He's going to come in. He's going to do the work. He's going to be, he's going to be really good. Like that lock position, he has played lock. So I think he's going to be able to handle his own against these guards. That's a big pickup that they got Comp. I'm not going to lie to you. Comp Plondo because they played straight edge together. They know how to work together. swing out the corner, everything like that. It's going to be a lot of defense communication going on. I think that's a really decent defensive team. I'm not going to lie to you. That team's going to definitely be a playoff team, I feel. Because you got another vet. You know what I mean? You got another vet in Lottie in the lineup. He knows what to do. He knows how to handle the pressure. He can score if he wants to. He has great defense communication. He has great defense on ball. I feel like he's going to slow down a lot of these PGs. They're going to be surprised. I knew a lot of people were like, "Whoa, Lottie," to the Bucks because there was a lot of other people on the board that they could have grabbed. But I think that was a decent pickup for them. I'm going to give them a B-.
Hi, boys.
With me, I know last night I was a little frustrated with the comp pick. I didn't feel like comp should have gone as high as 37. Or 36. One of the two numbers. Looking at what was drafted after him at the power forward position, I do kind of go backwards on it now. I do feel like what you're saying, Comp and Plondo being together through straight ice and now being in the league, it is going to be a good combination at the 4-5 position. I'm going to, for me, I'm going to, I guess, keep the same pattern and give them a B-. To me, I'm not a huge fan of the comp pick. I mean, it makes sense, but I'm not one that's going to jump off the boards for comp at 36.
Well, the reason I say they're going to be, a B- and everything, they're going to be a playoff team. The comp pick is a good pick because, like I said, him playing with Plondo, you know what I mean? You got Reg and Rooks that are going to give you, the offense wherever they want to give it to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to go crazy. And the Lottie pick is just great because, like I said, Lottie's a vet. He knows how to handle it. He's going to be that glue guy as well. The rest of them, keep him level-headed and everything like that. Big, Perm on the bench is a great pick too. You know what I mean? Just in case, if comp doesn't fit the mold, you can just bring Perm right in, or you know what I mean. So it's a win-win situation with them. I feel like that's a decent team.
All right, so moving on to the Cavs, we're gonna throw in. I mean, it wasn't draft night trade, but the Cavs this offseason went and got Fab. They retained Strainer, got a 2K, drafted our boy Oreo, a Mario, and they picked up Big Rim. The Cavs offseason to me is going to be one of the higher off seasons in my opinion. When I grade this, and I got them sitting at a B+. You're depending on what you do with Oreo. If you move Oreo to the 5, can Big Rim play the 4?
Can Big Rim play the 4?
Yes.
Yes, he could play the 4 or the 5. That's the thing. Like he could even come in if you want to. Come play lock. Like that team. I love that team. I'm not gonna lie. I think I was a Cavs fan when Savage was on it, just because Savage was my boy and I liked the squad that they had. They didn't really pan it out too well, but I do like the fact that of that team. I think Oreo is probably the best power forward center in this draft class. Where he got picked, that was a great pick. That was a steal for the Cavs. I'm telling you. Like I don't know what the other teams were thinking of when they didn't look at Oreo, because Oreo is a high energy guy. He's a D1 football player. He's gonna bring that intensity. He's gonna bring that level headedness too as a rookie. Picking up Mario is great. Only thing about Mario is his rebounding game.
That's what scares me, and that's why that's what scares me, and that's why I have him at a B+, and that's why I asked you about Rim, because
if he doesn't work, that's why they got Rim.
Gotcha.
Mario can move from the 4 to the 5. You can put Rim at the 4. You know what I mean? So they can interchange. That's why they picked up Rim, just in case. Maybe if Oreo, I don't think Oreo's gonna be a bust. I think he's gonna come out the gate. He's gonna come hot.
Yeah.
He held his own against Goofy. He held his own against Rainbow. He held his own against Dayfry. You know what I mean? Dayfry even said in his stream, he held his own against these top centers. He can play. He has the it factor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We said this about Oreo. For a long time, he has the it factor. He can score. You know what I mean? Oreo can play. Oreo can play the 2 through 5 if he wants to. That's the thing about Oreo. Oreo could be switched around to anywhere you want him to. You know what I mean? He could possibly learn the 1 if you want to. If he sat down and labbed and learned dribble moves and stuff like that, I think he could play the 1 as well. He just has that it factor. He has when Oreo steps to the court, he thinks he's the best guy in the court, and he truly believes that, and that's what's going to give him the confidence. And I feel like that's how he's going to hang in this league. He's the best. He's the best center power forward in the draft class.
I definitely agree
Also,
with that.
too, Rich is in the stream too. He pointed out something too, going back to the Bucks. Lottie, pretty sure that Rich said pretty sure he played with the GFG guys. You know what I mean? Like he played with Rooks before, so that's another combo thing too. That's going to help them as well. But
Okay.
going back to the Cavs, I'm giving them an A. I love that team. You have Fab. You got the center they wanted. That high Q center. Only thing about is the rebounding, but you got Oreo behind him. That's gonna help on the boards. You know what I mean? You got big rim if Mario or Oreo don't pan out, they could come in and play. You know what I mean? So they have a legit squad. And they have a backup plan.
So swing it over to, let's go with the Celtics now. Again, they move Fab this offseason, so that's gonna dictate my grade with this. But FTW is now the starting guard with Walking Bucket. They drafted Tazo. They kept Bully. Worthing Colt comes in as the center and the vet. And they also have DJ Lay. Looking at this team last night, Rich pointed out that this is a very young team. Colt is
very young.
Colt and Bully are the only two that actually have the experience in the league.
Yes.
And going off of what I know from the 2K community and these leagues and everything that was taking place post-draft and everything leading up to this draft, if Fab wasn't traded and this was the lineup with Fab there instead of FTW, this offseason to me would have been probably an A-. But with moving Fab, I don't know if FTW is going to be able to do it for a whole season.
So, I don't think FT is going to be the point guard. I think that Walking Bucket is going to be the point. I think they're going to move FT to the 2.
Okay.
I think Walking Bucket is a better fit. Even though FT has played in the league, he only played for the league a little bit. He did show out. But passing wise, I feel like Walking Bucket's a lot better with the vision. Great pickup with Colt. I feel like they need that. They desperately need that center. DJ Lay, she can play. She can hoop. That girl can hoop. I feel like that's a steal. For the women off the board, that's a steal for them. And I feel like if Bully doesn't really come in hot and he's not what they want, DJ Lay's going to quickly take his spot at the 4. And she can play. She can definitely play. Like I feel like they could move her to the center position and move Colt to the 4 if they wanted to. I mean, Colt's a great center. So I think his spot's a little bit solidified. But you never know what goes on. But DJ Lay at the 6-man position, 6-1 position, that's a great pickup for them because they also have a plan too. I just don't like that they're very young. They're super young for the 1 through 3, and I don't like that. That's kind of it's very, very, very scary right there. You know what I mean? Like FT hasn't played an entire season. I want to see how he can handle this pressure for an entire season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give them a C+ because just because they're so young. That's the only reason I'm giving them a C, because they're very, very young. I hope they prove me wrong, because they got great players in this team, but they're just very, very young, and that immaturity, that level-headedness when times gets tough, if they can really pull it through.
I'm gonna give them a solid B. I like the Colt pickup. I also So the 4 picks they picked last night: Colt, Tazo, Walking Bucket, DJ Lay. They were 4 very good picks. Colt was actually one of the only picks I got right last night. But this team, I might have, again, I've said this with a couple teams now. This would have been a little bit higher. My grade projection would have been a little bit higher instead of a B if they hadn't moved Fab. But I'm gonna sit with a solid B, and hopefully FTW tells me to eat my words. But we'll find out very soon here. Jumping over to Gen G, this is beautiful. Gen G, this is a whole new 5, isn't it? They traded for J Money, B Smooth, Turn Up, and Feast this offseason, correct?
Correct.
So 4 of their 5 starters are traded.
Well, B Smooth was last night. B Smooth was a draft trade
with Golden State. So
That's correct.
J Money, Turn Up, and Feast came over from Minnesota after Minnesota won a championship. They traded him over to Gen G. B Smooth was traded last night from Golden State to Gen G for a pick. They also went and drafted Saucy Free, and they also drafted Bumpy Don. Bumpy Don is actually a power forward that I was high on going into the draft, and I believe they got him.
Didn't Bumpy Don play lock?
He played lock at one point, yes.
He played lock at one point. So that right there, like that's a great pickup. A swing man out of the corner that played lock, that's playing your power forward. That is a great pickup. That's a great. I'm not too sure on the Saucy kid. A lot of people didn't really know. Like I don't know. Like I'm not too sure of him. I didn't really watch his game that much. That's probably one player I didn't really pay attention to as much. Everyone's saying it's a great pick, so I'm gonna go with everybody's word. But you know how the word goes. It's just like it's just like is he legit, or is it just people saying, oh yeah because it's their boy. This team is great. This team is a great team. J Money, RDG, he's gonna give you buckets. Be Smooth, that's why they went and got Be Smooth, because they want another high powered offensive player to help out J Money, take the slack off him. You've seen what he did with Keno. You see what he did with Keno over on Golden State, and he really bailed out Keno a lot of the times. He's a great scorer. He has a lot of IQ. He can pass the ball too as well. Turn Up, he's a champion. I mean, like Turn Up was the best lock, one of the best locks in the league. I still feel like he is that top caliber lock. You know what I mean? He's gonna get you stops. Bumpy the Don, he's a lock. Put him in the corner, swing. He can switch off on the pick roll if he gets put in that position. If he gets stuck there, he can play it for you. Feast, another champion. He's a great center. He's going to get you boards. That's a solid team. I'm gonna give them an A.
All right, I'm actually following right behind you. I gave him an A-. I would have possibly liked to seen a better six-man, but that's just my opinion.
Like the A for me is very, very high. Like the A+, you got a wow factor me. You know what I mean? Like you got to be the steal of the draft. You got to have that solid 1 through 5 kind of thing. There's some still picks. You know what I mean? So we'll see down the line when we look at the rest of these teams.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm ready to give out an A+. But let's jump over to Grizz Gaming. Authentic and Vandy were the centerpieces. They went and they drafted Chess, Follow to God, Spartan, and DW as the sixth man.
D
double.
I'm gonna go right off the rip. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go right off the rip. This is a great team. This is Vandy's team. Vandy picked this team, I feel. I don't care what anybody says. They say, oh, players don't pick teams, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Players help pick these teams.
Yeah.
Players have influence on these teams. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, they're not in the ready room, this and that, blah, blah. Yes, they are. They have influence on these teams. We saw Raymond in the ready room. These guys know who they want to play with and who they'd be comfortable with. So D-Double was a buddy pick. Not too sure. There was a lot of better people on the board than how high he went to pick D-Double. So we'll see how that pans out. We'll see if that bites him in the ass or not. Chess, great pick. Everyone, like that's a great pick. That like everyone thought he was going to go to the Jazz.
Yeah, and the Grizz came in and swooped him up.
I don't know if they planned that, but he's a great 2 guy. He's a great sharp. He's going to do great things, I feel like. Father God is a great pickup. Spartan's a great pickup. Authentic, obviously, we all know what Authentic can do on the court. I mean, it's a different game, but we know what he can do. The man can score the ball and everything like that. He can play the center. He's a great center, defensive wise, everything like that. IQ, when you give him the ball, he's gonna make the right pass. It's just all in that 6-man pick. If something goes wrong, I don't know if that 6-man pick is really that stable. You know what I mean? Like these 6-man picks, people are like, oh, it's just a 6-man, you're not really gonna play. No, some of these 6 men are gonna play.
Yeah.
Like I was in Hami's stream earlier, and 5-6 was saying, "Oh, do you really think these people are gonna play?" Yeah, I do. If someone messed up, they got to step up. They're gonna play. You gotta have that. You gotta have that fallback. You gotta have that plan B.
And that's what you see with the Sixers. The Sixers now.
Yes.
And not only that, you saw Toxic tweeted today. He said, if you get drafted as a 6-man, you're not drafted as a 6-man. You have to go in there and you have to have the mindset that you're going to be playing at any given point, and
Absolutely.
You want to get better just as much as a starter. So if you're drafting somebody off of a buddy just to get him into the league as a 6-man, that kind of hurts the team and the draft value if you're just drafting a guy to be there and they're not that good.
Yes, I agree. They're like all the talk and retail and stuff like that, and we're beating the best teams. Yeah, that's great. That's great and all and stuff like that. But when it comes to big money, 1.5 million now? 1.4?
Yeah.
When it comes to that big money, crunch time, people yelling at you and stuff like that, That's where you're going to see it. Is the buddy buddy system really what it should be, or should they really start looking at these players and picking the best of the best available? And that I don't think that was the best of the best available. That was too high of a pick for him.
Yeah, the six man kills me here, and that's why I end up giving him a B minus. I think if the six man was better, with Chess, Follow, and Spartan, I probably would have been sitting B plus A minus. But that six man scares me, and I don't feel like it was the right pick.
I'm going right along with you. I'm giving him a B minus.
All right, so let's jump over and now hit Atlanta, where another one of the boys, Duran, C's, whatever you'd like to call him, is with the Hawks. As of right now, according to Champ, the starting five would be...
Hey, don't forget Fakey. Don't forget our...
I forgot Fakey. Yeah, okay, hold on. All right, yeah, so we got Fakey and we got Duran here. Fakey was a steal.
Don't tell me that wasn't a coincidence. C's went there and then they got Fakey. I know if they picked the best available and Fakey wasn't the best available at the time, but Duran, I feel like it was like Fakey's like they saw we got C's, we're gonna go get Fakey because they play together. They know.
Yeah.
They know how to hoop.
So this
I feel like that wasn't a coincidence. That's a great pickup. If you want to talk buddy system, and not saying that C's, because C's a rookie, he doesn't really have that much influence, but they saw the package they could get, and that's great.
Mm-hmm. Now, looking at this Hawks team, Champ has it projected where it's BP, C's, Kel Mav as small forward, Fakey, Lee, and Swan is the sixth man. I wasn't real happy with the Swan pick. Going back, looking at Swan, seeing a couple of his stats, watching some streams on him, the Swan pick makes sense because he's a.
I don't feel like it. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know what they see in Swan.
He's a versatile guy.
That's another. He could prove it very wrong. That's the thing. Like, you never know. Like, everyone talking down on him can make him more hungry. You know what I mean? But the thing is, that's another six-man pick. Is like, ooh, there's better people out there. There are better draftees out there that you could have got than Swan. There really are. And that's another one I'm scared of. Like, the rest of the team, they're pretty solid. I just want to see what they're going to do with C's and Kel. Like, how is that going to work out? Like, C's did start playing the two. C's going to stay at the two. Is Kel moving the lock? Like, I never really seen Kel play lock. I've always seen him
as a guard,
be on the two as a guard. And he's a great guard. So I want to see how that works out. I'm not saying the man can't learn how to play it. Because you know what? If it comes down to it, you get on that grind. He's probably been practicing because this has been in talks probably. You know what I mean? Coming close to the draft, it's been talks. We're gonna try to pick up this person. Blah blah blah. Like I don't care what anybody says. The GM's coaches are talking to their players, and this is our strategy to get these guys, and we want to know where you're comfortable moving to.
This Atlanta team, I'm very high on. I know Rich wrote in the chat. Atlanta chip if they keep C's. BP was a trade in the offseason, correct?
Yes, he came from a different team, correct.
So they traded for BP. They drafted Duran. They drafted Fakey. They drafted Swan.
I'm not saying chip. I'm not saying chip right here. I'm not saying chip. I'm saying playoff team. Good push. I'm going to give them a B. I do like this team. B minus. I do like this team, but I'm not.
He played there last season. Okay, thanks, Rich.
I am not giving them a title contending team. No. I love C's. I love C's. I love our boy C's and Fakey. I'm not giving them a title team. Maybe the year after they could be a title team. See what they pick up afterwards. If they kind of keep these guys together, see how it works out. Hopefully they gel really quick. But I'm not giving them a title contender.
I'm going to be a little bit different than you. I'm going to actually give these guys an A minus. I believe bringing in Duran, C's. I know him better as Duran. I don't know him much as C's. But bringing in Duran and bringing in Fakey. The Swan pick, like I said, was questionable at first. And looking back at it, looking at some stuff, he's very versatile, so it does make sense for him to be picked up as the sixth man. I believe Fakey's going to come in and have the same influence on this roster, the same way we talk about Oreo having an influence in Cleveland. My biggest question mark going into the season is going to be if Kel Mav is playing lock, how good is he going to be at lock?
Yeah, you know another thing that I want to throw out there is everyone's saying that Fakey is a very quiet person. If you've ever been on
He's
in a
not.
stream with Fakey, he's not. He's a very great communicator on defense. He's a great communicator on offense. He's great. I don't know what you got. You guys are obviously are not watching streams because he is a very, very, very good communicator.
Rich asked what rookie PG wins a chip. Joe.
Yeah, I'm just looking over the rosters right
Oh,
now. For rookie PG that wins the chip,
he's bringing up the past 3 championships, and it's been Adam, Bear, JBM.
yes, no, yes. It's been a rookie PG. I'm going to go with if we could throw it out there, it could be 630. Watch out for that team.
All right.
We'll get to them, but that's very dangerous over there.
All right.
We'll wait till we get to that.
So I give the Hawks an A minus. You gave them a B. Let's go into Miami.
Huge steal. This is a huge steal for Famous in the draft. Huge steal. That man walked in and picked their pockets. He picked the Lakers' pockets.
He traded the number 7 pick
Number
for
7
Sav.
pick for Sav.
Everyone,
A 30-plus point PG, everybody.
everyone was saying how great the trade was for Detroit getting Radiant. Famous went out.
Talk about this trade.
Famous went out and quadrupled that by just trading 1 pick this season.
Yes.
For Sav.
Like, they don't realize how, like, Sav, like, he wasn't like, no, he was good. He had to do the dribble glitch of court. I said it myself. He had to do the dribble glitch. He didn't have a team around him. That team was terrible. The Lakers were absolutely horrendous. He's got his team around him now, folks. He has a squad. He has hot shot. Hot shot of what everyone says he is. He is a hot-headed stat. He's going to keep him level-headed. He has Shifty over there. He's going to keep him level-headed. They have Deed on the 6th man. They have Gooner. Gooner is good.
And
Juan, I'm a little leery of. Juan, of, all that stuff happened with Juan. If he keep focused and stay in the game and not get into any trouble, that's a good squad. I'm giving them an A. That's a good squad. That is a steal of the draft. I would love to just give him an A+ for that steal, but I'm giving him an A.
If they would have come up with, if Juan didn't have so many question marks, I might have given him an A+.
It's an offensive game, and they got the perfect offensive PG.
Yeah. So let's switch now and hit these Hornets.
Don't like them. Not. I think they're gonna have a terrible season. I don't like me and Big West are boys. I like Big West. I just don't know what happened over the thing. Rigby's a good pick, but we all know what happened with Rigby in the past, attitude wise. Some other stuff that happened that we're not gonna say on stream. He's young. We'll see how that works out. I think there was a lot of picks out there that they could have grabbed. They're going to be a playoff team. They were a playoff team last year. They're going to be a playoff team. But I don't see it. I don't. I'm not too sure. Pete was statistically the worst center by stats, I believe, last season. So we'll see how that works out. He's at the power 4. They got Crown at the 5 now, which Crown is a very, 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 very good center.
Yeah.
Very good center. They got Doug's at the 6th man, which is a great pickup to see where he can fit in the lineup when these guys don't work out. Sherm's a dog. That's why the Mavs got him out, because Dimes didn't want him to steal the show. He is an absolute dog. But I'm not seeing it. I don't like some of these lineups. Don't make sense. This one kind of makes sense. I don't feel like they were as good of a team as last year.
This is going to be the first team that gets a C from me. above a C. The lowest I went was with B minus. But I'm still
Yeah,
trying. I'm still
going the same.
trying. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the idea of let's trade Exposum for Rigby.
Yes. Yes.
Literally, that's what you did. You traded Exposum for Rigby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, whoever ends up seeing this, Rigby is nowhere near Exposum's talent.
No.
And you made
I was
the team.
Exposum himself was shocked. I was very shocked. I was very, very, very shocked.
You made the team that you traded him to so much better.
Yep. You know, and another thing I was very, very, very shocked of that they gave away was Type.
Yes, Type was another one that I was very confused on.
Now, if they had
early in the offseason.
if they had Type here with this lineup, I think they would have been 10 times better. I feel. But as right, I'm going with you. I'm going to give them a C.
Now we're hitting the Jazz. Compete.
They got the twins. They got the twins in the Jazz.
Yes, they do. They do have the twins.
Got the twins. They got the twins.
We got Compete. We got Splashy. We got Breezes. We got Rhea. We got the twins. Expose them and get on my level.
It's a good team. It's a good team. I'm giving them a A. I'm giving them an A. I like that team. I like the lineup. I know it looks good on paper. We'll see what they do in the season. But that Splash, Expose, and Compete, Beezus, and Rhea, and then you got Get on My Level at the 6-man. Very, very good team.
I'm actually agreeing with you. Not only am I agreeing with you because of the roster, I'm going to agree with you with that A grade because they went and they traded for Exposum, and
they know what they were doing.
They gave up the 20th overall pick for Exposum. If you could have told the Jazz that they were getting Exposum for pick 20 before the draft started, they probably wouldn't even have walked in the war room.
No.
So that definitely helped them. And I do like this roster. This roster is very good from top to bottom, from the point guard down to the 6-man. And having Exposum and his brother on the same team, that I feel like that's going to put this locker room together so much closer. So that's something that I do kind of put into consideration when we look at the 6-men. How are they going to mesh? And them being family are going to bring that family mentality along with Splashy, Compete, Breezes, and Rhea. And I feel like they're going to be a team that you're going to have to watch out for. I'm not going to say championship team, but they could be a team that make a run deep.
No, they're gonna make some waves. They're gonna make some upsets in the playoffs, I believe, as well.
So now we shoot over to Kings Guard Gaming. Mama, I'm that man. Traded this offseason over to Kings Guard Gaming. They got Ball Like Seam, Crush, Majestic. I'm going to fuck his name up.
Yusuf.
And Gary Jr. Gary Jr., I really like at the 6-man spot.
That's a very good pick for the 6-man spot. Very good pick. That's a very, very, very comfort pick. That's a comfort pick, I call it. You know, this is a very good team. You got Crush, who was, I feel like, one of the best defensive, he's rookie of the year, best defensive rookie of the year. You know, you got Mama on that man. He speaks for himself. But the only thing with this squad is Mama on that man is gonna have to have another MVP caliber season to put this team over the hump. That's the only thing. Like, Seam's gonna do his thing and stuff like that. You got Majestic that can play the 1 through 5, which is a great pick for them. But the thing is, it's just like Mama on that man's gonna have a lot of weight in his shoulders on the offensive end. He really is with this team.
I'm giving him a B plus.
I'm gonna go the same.
Now this Knicks roster,
too young, very young.
I have a question. I gotta look at the.
Well, it's not young. It's not young. Actually, no. You know what? I'm looking at this thing. They're not that bad.
All right, but there's one issue. Now, I don't know if Champ noticed this when he made this graphic, but he's got Follow to God on the Grizzlies and the Knicks.
No, he doesn't. No.
Yeah, he does.
No, he's got Duck, Original Malik. I'm looking at the ESPN thing. Duck, Original Malik, Nate Call, No Love Czar, Glow the Real, and Can't Guard Rob.
All right. Well, the one I have has followed a god in both
Okay.
the Grizzlies and the Knicks. So, can you read the 6 to me again, please?
Yep, it's Duck, Original Malik, Nate Call, No Love Czar, Glow, and Can't Guard Rob.
It's actually a good team.
I think it's a decent team. I think it's a very decent team. They have a lot, like No Love Czar. He's coming in. He's not a vet, but he is a vet. He's been around for a while. He can play the 4. He can play the lock. If Nate doesn't pan out, they can move. They can move Czar down to the lock. They could if Call doesn't work out, they could move Glow to the 4 and Can't Guard Rob back to the 5. But I think Can't Guard Rob has something to worry about with Glow. I think he permanently lost his job. Duck's gonna be Duck. Malik's gonna be Malik. That's high-powered offense right there. You got 2 defensive stoppers. You got Glow, who's a great center, and I feel like Can't Guard Rob's gonna be watching from the outside in. But he's gonna be that glue guy, keep them focused kind of thing. And I think he's gonna do his job there. But that's a good backup too, just in case Glow doesn't pan out. Just to have on the back burner. I'm gonna give them a B+.
Okay, so you got the jump in front of me. I'm gonna also give them a B+. I don't see them winning anything, but this is a team that's
major. No,
this is a team that's gonna be competitive.
Yes,
and I think it's going. A lot of it, like you're saying, is going to rely on how much can Duck put the ball in the basket.
Yep.
Because they are a defensive team, I believe, after this draft. But that could help them in the long run. But let's shoot to this team that I know I'm going to personally give a D to. The Lakers.
I don't know. Listen. Everyone was saying it. I don't know what they were thinking either. I think this was the worst pick team of the entire draft. I really do. This is the buddy system. This is a tactic coming in and picking the team. I feel. I don't care what anybody says.
There's one pick I liked on the Lakers. And it was the number 1 pick.
I don't know who this C's kid is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Crazy, obviously. Crazy's a great pick.
Crazy's the best pick with the Lakers.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the Bobby Buckets pick too. I feel like there was better stuff out there for Bobby Buckets. Bobby Buckets though is that energy type of guy. He's gonna do what you want him to do, what he needs to do. He's gonna do anything. You know what I mean? He's that great, hype up man in the back. Whatever. If someone doesn't work out, he's gonna step in and try to do as best as he can. But there were better picks out there. Ohio at the guard is terrible. He said he doesn't want to play guard. You know what I mean? So there was a reason why he played guard. He had a terrible season. So let's go pick him back up. What are they going to do? I think they're going to switch him at the 2, where they're going to have Reese at the 1. Reese is another guy. That's a pretty decent pick. I think he went way too high, for my opinion. But
Fox
Reese
said C's can play, but 38 was probably a reach, which I agree with. I feel like C's. I saw some of his tape. I saw some of his gameplay. I don't know if I would have had him at 38. I think he would have been a guy that could have possibly went late 4th round, early 5th round.
Yep.
Maybe where the Bobby Bucket selection was. Now, if they're thinking maybe C's at the 6th man and bringing Bobby up to play power forward, that might make a little bit more sense. And they just were they were impressed that Bobby was there at 61.
The thing with this team that's going to kill them is who's going to play that one. Who's going to play that one? Is Reese going to play that one? Because you know what? There was a man on the thing that was a sleeper from the beginning of the draft. The sleeper, Cooks Iverson. Cooks Iverson would have been a perfect fit for this team. He can score. He can pass. Why not pick one of the best available? He's a sleeper. He would have been a perfect fit. Besides Ohio, pick up a guy that had a terrible season. He didn't show anything. He purposely said he don't want to play guard point guard because he can't play it. He cannot play it. So pick them up. I'm literally giving them a D as well. I don't like this team at all. I feel like this is a lottery team. Another lottery season.
This is now.
You traded away Sav and you went and picked up Ohio. Come on, people.
Let's weigh
that out. Let's weigh that out. That's like stepping on a nail that you didn't see. Ouch.
This is. I'm going to relate this to an actual NBA team. This reminds me of the Sixers.
No, you know what this reminds me of right now? My Bulls.
No.
Chicago Bulls.
No, this is the Sixers during Trust the Process. Let's draft everybody who does not make sense. Get one guy every 3 years and expect to be good in the future. Well, Crazy's not trust the process. He's not Embiid, and you're putting him around these people. Reese is the only pick that I liked, and Reese was a reach at fucking 7. You traded Sav for Reese, and then you leave Cooks on the board. You draft Bahio.
Yep.
Bahio.
Even they could have drafted Fanta. They said
Fanta went on draft.
The thing with Fanta is the reason Fanta or the reason Cooks didn't get drafted here is because of the. I feel like Cooks got disrespected. Okay, just absolutely disrespected. Fanta, there was rumors of he slept past interviews. You know what I mean. He was very hard to get to during Pro-Am season. He stopped playing after a patch and stuff like that. But don't you want to get the best available? I know that people are saying that the interviews have a heavy process on this thing and stuff like that. But you still want to get the best available. You never know. They might change it around. They got to be in there. They got to play this game like a job. You know what I mean? Oh, is he going to sleep through a scrimmage? No. You go in the damn room and you say, get up. We got to play. He might change it out to you. He's very young. I know that. Stuff like that. Do you want to take a chance on that guy? You're representing, the organization. You're not just representing the 2K League team. You're representing the whole entire Lakers organization. I understand that. But the fact of the matter is, Ohio at point guard is not it. He himself has proven that he is not it. He cannot bring you to that promised land. He cannot bring you to the fucking playoffs. Sorry, excuse my language. He cannot do it. That's a flop. This is a lottery team. That's a D.
Fox says, I know it's cliche, but Cooks is probably a first-round pick next season. Going undrafted could be a blessing in disguise. Look at Glenn Ratty.
Absolutely, Fox. I absolutely agree. Cooks is going to be a first-round pick. He is going to be the 1 through 3 PG looked at next season. But the fact of the matter is, everyone's saying he got hot too late. He was doing this for a while. And he got hot a month before the draft, not 2 weeks like everyone said.
My number 1 PG right now.
He is literally the number 1 PG right now in my eyes. I don't care if I'm being biased or not. He is the best point guard out there. I feel like he was the best all-around point guard. There's great scorers, there's some great passers. He was the best all-around point guard.
I still can't wrap my head around he was top point guard in current Gen 2. Don't like that excuse either. Yeah, I mean, you look at what Cooks has done. It's not even just like Cooks did this all of 21. Cooks had a hell of a fucking post draft as well.
Listen, Cooks, I passed up on Cooks when I made the ENG select team. I said, he's too good for this team. He can't play here. He's too good. I was looking for guys that were, if you want to call him ran as a community. Cooks has been a dog from the gate, from day one. He has been playing with the best of the best ever since he came on the system. He has grown so much. And for them to pick Bahio over Cooks or even Bahio over Fanta is literally a slap in the face. And it made you look at the draft like, what do these guys really need to do? What is it all about? Winning doesn't matter, it seems. Where they're saying, it does matter, or the interviews matter, this and that, blah, blah, blah. What weighs more, winning or interviews? I want to know. You don't want someone to come in there with a big ego and stuff like that. These guys aren't going to have big egos. They're hungry. They want to get to this point. They want to win. They're going to buy into the system. Yes, there has been people in the past where teams they literally had chaos in the locker room. Get rid of them. Ship them out. That's what they did. Some of these teams did. That's what the Venom did. They shipped them out. But I'm telling you right now, these guys in this draft class were hungry and they wanted it. And I guarantee they would have changed their attitude, changed their ways. Yes, they might have done it way too late. Yes, they might not put them in content because another thing, content. There's guys that put shit ton of content out there. Weren't even mentioned that were great players. So what do these guys really need to do to get this shine, to get this moment, to get this chance?
Yeah, you want to talk about it. You want to talk about a guy who put out content and didn't get drafted. I mean, there's 2 of them right off the top of my head, and They both have been very successful in the 2K community. In King
Curry and Maj.
Maj. Oh, I forgot about that. So we'll make it 3: Curry,
Curry,
Maj, and Dooms.
Dooms. The thing is, they're like, oh yeah, you might be here too early. What do you mean? You keep on saying to these guys, you're too early. These guys have been trying to go for the league for 3 years. Maybe not Curry, but Dooms and Maj. So I don't understand what this whole thing. Oh, you're too early. You're too early. You're too early. That like throw that shit out the window. That doesn't make sense to me.
What did
This is coming from me. This is after the draft. This is me not being as humble as I'm supposed to be, and I want these guys to keep grinding. But what do these guys need to do? They're saying they're you too early. They're gonna say next year too. Like, oh yeah, you're the greatest player. This and that. But yep, you're a year too early. That doesn't make sense to me. Pick the best available now. These guys are going to show you what they could do. But let's keep moving on in these grades, check.
All right, let's
Because
go.
I can go on and on.
Let's go to the Magic. We got Potts, May, Future Clutch, DT, Snubby, Rizzy.
This team's okay. I don't think they're going to be a playoff contender. I think they're going to move Snubby to the 1. Because Rizzy is a better 2. He's a better scorer. Passing wise, he's not all there. He can pass a little bit, but not as I don't feel like he's that legitimate point guard. He might have been working on it. You never know. We'll see when the season comes. But this is a decent team. I'm not too sold on it. You know, Potts. How many times is Potts going to get a chance? I feel.
No,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I agree with you.
I'm not gonna lie to you. How many times is Potts gonna get a chance for a team of 6-man kind of thing? But I'm gonna give this a C plus. I'm this is not a playoff team. I don't think they're gonna have that great of a season. This is just a team. Yeah, it's the Magic. That's it. That's all I can say.
I'm giving them a straight C. I'm a little bit lower than you are on them, but
I don't want to be too hard on these guys. I was hard on the Lakers because that's an absolutely ass team. That's terrible. I feel that in my eyes. Like going back to the Lakers a little bit. They're gonna move. I think they'll have Crazy at the 5. I don't think they'll have Crazy at the lock. I think they'll have Crazy at the 5 and Tactic at the lock. I mean, it's interchangeable, but I feel like that's what they're gonna do. But moving on to the Mavs, man.
let's hit this Mavs team. We're looking at Ziggy Za, Sick, 973, Zay Buckets, Mr. Styles, Jen, and Dimes. Mr. Styles has what did they say? A mediocre offensive game.
Who's that?
It's Mr. Styles.
Styles is not an offensive player. He's your stopper. He's definitely a stopper. Yeah, he has a mediocre offensive game. He's not a flat out scorer. I think that's a great pick for them of what they were going for. Ziggy is a great pick at 6-man. I don't know if you ever caught any streams with her.
Yes.
Or watched any of her play. Yeah, she's very good. I think she will eventually be starting over Jen, which she should rightfully so be starting over Jen. Dimes is going to have a very tough time because Dimes wants to be the center of attention. He wants to be the main guy. Scoring wise, if Dime doesn't go back to old Dimes and killing everybody, this team is going to be a flop. You know, you have a great defensive presence. Sick is a great center. You obviously seen what he did with the Raptors. So that's a big plus for them. Getting him over there. But other than that, it's I don't know if they're going more towards defense and on the break kind of thing because the half court set's going to be kind of shaky if Dimes can't work out in that pick and roll. I'm going to give them a C plus.
I'm going to give them a solid B. Styles picked at 27 to me. I know Fox actually just said this in the chat. I believe Styles was actually a steal. I feel like he was slept on, and then when you add Sick in this offseason, you're adding your PNR combination defensive stoppers, and I feel like that's going to help this team.
Like I said, I think they molded it more around defense and get on the break kind of thing. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. But like I just feel like the half court set is going to be kind of stagnant.
I can see that. Shooting over to the Nets. Looks like
Moving on to the Nets, we got Chalk, Faiz, Notorious, Legit. That's Six Brother, if anybody doesn't know. Dat Boy Shots, and Slay Island. I like the squad. I like what Chalk did. I don't know if Chalk picked the team. I know Chalk had a little bit of influence. I know they were talking about, before, because I was in Chalk's stream, that like, well, let's dive deep. Let's scout the guys a little bit more, get them together, see how their egos are, see how they mesh, see how they, if they get down. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, oh, the buddy system, and he picked his pre-draft team. Yeah, he did it. He did a fantastic job. He got the guys that he wanted, which were big steals.
Notorious.
Like everyone slept on Notorious. That's crazy to me. A lot of teams slept on Notorious. This man can shoot at a high clip. He can get you defensive stops. This man's gonna do work in the league. Faiz is going to the 2, which everyone knows they call him the dribble head, and stuff like that. But he did play. His natural position is at the 2, at the sharp. He's a great shooter. That man can shoot. If he can shoot off the dribble like he did in Pro-Am and retail, and he can just do the catch and shoot kind of thing, he's gonna be great.
Well, the scouting report said the opposite thing.
What's that?
The scouting report said the opposite thing.
Yeah, which I don't understand. Like, that's I don't know where, like, they picked and choose of what they wanted to put in from Harris's reports, which was kind of weird to me, and they were terrible. They were like one punch liners, and it was just crazy. Like, if they put him on a more of a little bit dribbling build where he can actually work out too in case Chalk gets in trouble, that's gonna be a scary sight. I'm telling you right now, they were a scary sight in retail Pro-Am together. Notorious, played with them for a good minute, came over to play in the EG squad, and I saw him what he did with Chalk's team, and I saw him what he did with the EG team, and that's just amazing that other teams passed up on him. Dat Boy Shots is a great fit for them as well. He's going to be that that calm, cool, collective guy, keep them on track kind of too with Chalk. Slay Island, everyone's like, oh, Slay really going to play? Of course Slay's going to play. You don't think Chalk's going to get there if someone's not producing and Slay's not going to play? Slay can play the 1 through 5, people. He can play the 1 through 5.
Yep.
That's a good pick at the 6-man. He can play the 1 through 5. He has shown in retail Pro-Am that he can play the 1 through 5.
Not only can he play the 1 through 5, you're also now getting Chalk, somebody who's going to make a shit ton of content with him. And Chalk and Slay are both big content heads, and
Absolutely.
Now you have them on the same team. You expect a lot of content out of that Nets team.
That's the thing. Like Slay, he's gonna move if Notorious doesn't do his job, which I don't see it. I think Notorious is a solid lock at the lock position, small forward. But you could interchange him with Notorious if you wanted to, if he's not working out, and you could interchange him with Legit. That's why I feel like that's why they got Slay.
Yeah.
To see that 3-4 combo is not really working out what they're seeing, and Slay could step right in.
Well, if you ask about Legit, he's riding coattails, and is he actually a 16-0 player? But they were just great scouting reports last night from that stream.
Yeah, he's riding coattails on a 16-0 player. Yeah, he had nothing to do with them being so successful. That blows my mind.
I'm giving this Nets team an A.
Yes, I'm doing the same thing. I actually might. I like the team. I know they, everyone say, oh, oh yeah, it's a pre-draft team, blah blah. I like the team. I'm giving them a solid A.
Shooting over to this Pacers team.
This is the guard that I feel like who's going to be rookie of the year. I feel like he could actually possibly make a title push with this team. You know what I mean? Or very deep in the playoffs. You got 630, Swizzerk, Wolf, Lavish Phenom, Jomar, and Rando. Rando at the 6-man.
Yeah.
Great pickup. Great steal. Because that man is a known winner, and he's going to come and do the job. He did it when he was in the league. He had a little lapse, had to take a year off, whatever. And I feel like this is a great team. I feel like they could make a deep push, and teams better be very scared of this team. I'm right off the rip, I'm going to give this team an A.
I actually agree with you. There's not much more I could say. You kind of hit some of the points that I was going to hit with them. But I'm perfectly fine with taking a back seat every once in a while instead of talking nonsense and you staring at me like I have no idea what I'm talking about. So definitely helps when you take over a little bit. Now this is jumping off the Pacers and shooting right over to the Pistons. This team is the team that I'm giving an A+ to. The first team that's getting an A+. I'm not going to say that there's another team at the moment, but this Pistons team gets an A+ for the Radiant deal. I made a tweet
Yeah.
as soon as I found out. As soon as I found out it was legit, it was confirmed. Radiant going to Ramo. I made a tweet right away that Ramo and Radiant together. This is going to be a team that I'm going to enjoy watching over and over and over again. This team, adding Greenlight, adding Charger, or not adding Charger. Charger was already there. My bad. Who's the sixth man? I can't read the. It's so small lettering. Hold on.
Milo. It's Milo.
I should have made it bigger on my end. Milo. Adding Milo as the sixth man, and then you got Peck Style at the lock position. This team is
very solid.
This is going to be one of the teams that are going to be a favorite, in my opinion, to actually win the whole thing. I just like the Radiant Rainbow combination. To me, that's
like
just
that
a
too.
show.
I like the pickup of Greenlight. The only thing with Greenlight, he's a hit or miss. He's a very streaky shooter. He's a great sharp. You've seen it some games he would shoot incredible, and then some other games, he would just be, it's just building a brick house. You know what I mean? He's building downtown Detroit kind of thing. It's a hit or miss, but I feel like that 1-2 combo with Ramo. They got Charger. It's a very high-powered defensive team as well. And you have the offense now with that pickup with Radiant, and then you picked up Greenlight. It's going to be very, very scary. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to give them an A+.
The Radiant deal definitely sent him over the top. I think Radiant being there is going to make the difference in his team.
Yeah, everyone's talking about, Radiant didn't have that good of a year. Hey, that's before. You don't know what this man has been doing behind the scenes. You don't know what this man has been doing. He's probably very focused. He's probably very, very, very surprised by the trade. You know what I mean? He wants to prove a point.
And not only that, I mean, if I'm Radiant, you had the opportunity of playing with Walnut before getting traded, and now you get to play with Ramo. I'm going to be at an all-time high and wanting to be the best that I could possibly be, because I either was playing with Walnut or now I'm playing with Radiant or with Ramo. And dude, I feel like this is going to be a hell of a 1-2 combination.
It was a win-win for Radiant.
Yeah,
it was a win-win.
Shooting to the Raptors, we got Kenny, Reese, Timely, All Hail Trey, Type, TS, Josh.
I like this. I'm giving them an A+ off the rip, just from the people squad. You know what I mean? They went 16-0 last year. I know they have a totally different team, just about, but I just feel like this Type and Sick, they're great. I just feel like Type is just above Sick, man.
Mm-hmm.
That I remember playing late night times with him, and just watching him play, or even playing against him in WR and all that stuff. He plays like a crackhead on the court. He don't care. He's taking chances. He's going to get you to stop. He can score with the ball. Like, I feel like this team is going to be a deep push. I feel like they're going to this time make a point. They're not going to go 16-0. They're not going to get 16-0. I think the downfall of them was they didn't lose early. They didn't get the wake up call. They thought they were on a high. They thought they were better than everybody, and the Wizards came and shook them up. You know what I mean? I feel like that was a reality check. I think they're going to be more focused, and they're not going to take it so lackadaisical this time. I feel like they could make a deep push, if not get back to the finals, and I think they could be one of the favorites to actually win it this year.
Yeah, I love the Type trade in the offseason, and that Type trade is one of the reasons I gave them an A+. I mean,
yeah, everyone says it's a high-powered offense game. Like I said it before, it's an offense game, this and that, but that momentum shift.
Yeah.
Everyone got to realize there's a big momentum in 2K. You get those defensive stops. You put in Type in there. He's very in the lanes. He knows how to play pick and roll very well. You have Tommy Cook with him. Woof.
Yeah, this is a very good team.
And you got Kenny. I mean, everyone knows what Kenny can do.
All right, now let's switch over to the T-Wolves. We got Bear the Beast, Kai, Saint, Miles, Slaughter, Dawes 6. Their only 2 draft picks yesterday were Miles and Dawes 6, as they traded for Kai this offseason.
It's the Staylock duo.
Yeah, Miles and Dawes 6.
I feel like there was whole talks today. Hamid was at Periscope. Everyone was like, do you feel betrayed? This and that, blah blah blah. Or you had connection with them. I don't even think Hamid got an interview with them. I'm pretty sure Hamid didn't even get an interview with them. I don't know. If I call out his Periscope correctly, I don't know if he got an interview with them. I mean, he should at least got an interview with them. I mean, having the connections because everyone's saying it's connection based, connection based, connection based. Well, obviously it's not. There is somebody, buddies, stuff like that. But you got to realize, still, people, it's still a business. And I feel like that Miles and Dawson's pickup is great. Hami's a good player, but I feel like they got better picks.
Yeah, I love the Miles and Dawson's combination going to the Timberwolves. I was very happy to see them both get drafted, and then seeing them both get drafted and actually getting to stay together. This team is this is a very good team.
Very good team. A very good team. I feel like
my issue is the Kai trade.
The Kai trade? No, I don't see anything wrong with the Kai trade. I don't see anything wrong with Kai trade. That's another person that can help Bear on the offensive side.
I understand that's another person that's going to help him.
You gotta realize when they won the chip, they were a very defense oriented team. They were a very defense oriented team if you think about it.
Is this Timberwolves team better than last year's Timberwolves team?
Yes. My eyes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I mean, you got Dawson. He could play the lock or the 4 position. He's shown it in Pro-Am that he can play lock in the 4 position. I've seen him do it. I watch streams. He's a great swingman at the corner. He's a great on-ball defender. So that pickup at the 6 man is great. Just in case Saint, I'm not saying Saint's gonna do bad and everything like that. Saint can play. Saint can hoop. We all know Saint can hoop.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's a great comfort pick again. I'm going with the comfortable picks. That's a great comfort pick. That's a great pickup at the 6 man. Bear's Bear. He's gonna do what Bear does. You know what I mean? Having Kai at his wing, Kai's a great shot. Kai can dribble the ball. If Bear gets in a position where he can't really do anything, make anything work, Kai's gonna be that person where he can take some slack off of Bear and he's gonna go to work. Kai can be that 1-2 combo can be a 25 plus each if they have to. And I mean, you got Saint's going to get you stops. Saint can hit from the corners. Saint's a knockdown shoot from the corners from what I've seen in Pro-Am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got Miles. Miles is a great defensive mind. He's got that swing out the corner. It's a very Miles also too can shoot at a high clip.
Yes, he can.
That's what people don't realize. Slaughter's good. Is Slaughter better than what they had? I don't feel like he is. I don't feel like anybody thinks he is. But he is a very, very good center. Again, he can score with the ball at the center position. He can also knows how to play the pick and roll very well. And it's just I'm gonna give that team. On paper, it looks like an A, and I'm gonna give them an A. I like that team.
I also gave them an A. I stopped the A plus bleeding. I wasn't doing 3 in a row. Let's hit Golden State. We talked about Golden State already trading Smooth. That was when they traded Smooth. Was it the Antonio pick? Or was it the Hezzy pick? I'm having terrible memory at the moment. But this Golden State team is CB, Hezzy, Gradient, Antonio, Chaos, and Matty.
It's a good team. As I'm looking at it, if it's a very good team.
I believe it's
Hezzy
a B plus team.
Is probably the best 2-way player in the draft pool. We all know what he could do at lock. Guards couldn't really.
That's what it was. They okay. That makes more sense now. This actually might be an A team, on my opinion. I forgot that's who they traded Smooth for. They traded Smooth for Hezzy. I actually think that was the right thing to do.
Absolutely, he's the best available. The Warriors crew knew what they were doing, and you're gonna go out there and get the best available, best pick, and try to trade up. And that was a steal because I honestly thought that Hezzy was gonna land to the Celtics. I thought he was going to land.
I did too.
I'm not going to lie to you. I really thought he was going to the Celtics, and I feel like the Warriors came in, swooped in, and grabbed him up, which was a great. Don't get me wrong. Genji made out as well. I think it was a win-win. But I feel like Hezzy has a higher ceiling. Obviously, he's a great 2-way player. He can shoot. He can guard the ball. There I have Gradient, who's going to be guarding the ball, which CB is very comfortable with. Chaos at the 5. That's a great pickup for them as well. He's a very underrated center. I feel like a lot of people, like even I said it too over the past, that he's got carried by the players he's played around. That's why everyone said he moved to the 4 because he had better players playing with him. at the 5, but he's a great 5. He's a great 5. I don't know why he moved from the 5 to the 4 because he is a great 5. He's very comfortable on the court. He feels like he's another one like Ori. He feels like he's the best guy on the court when he's on the court. Rightfully so. You know what I mean? He's going to give you that energy. He's a rookie, but he's not a rookie. He's been winning. He has 25 chips under his belt himself. He won about $50,000.
He four-peated in WR.
That's
all that needs to be said.
The man's a winner. The man's a winner. I feel like that's a great pick for them. And also the Antonio pick, great pick for them as well. At the 4, he's a great player at the corner. Has a lot of swing, a lot of defensive presence. That team is one that I'm going to give an A as well. That's a very scary team. I feel like they have, that's a scary team. I think they upgraded. I really do. I feel like, everyone's like, oh, there's rookies, you don't know this and that, but I feel like they upgraded. I feel like, teams got to watch out for this team because they're going to make some noise.
Yeah, I gave them an A-. I'm a little bit under you. You're a little bit higher than I am on the chaos thing. I don't think he's terrible, but I don't think he's like the way you were explaining my understanding. He's won as much as he's won, but I would like to see if he could be that successful in the league. If he can.
Yeah, I know everyone's saying it's different because it's a different kind of build. The lower overalls, you don't have much badges and all this stuff. You can't dribble for 80,000 seconds on the clock. It's different animations too. They're still working out the tweaks with the builds and everything like that. They're still testing. They're gonna have plenty of time to get comfortable with these builds and everything like that. I feel like he's going to adjust very well in the league. He's played against the Ramos. He played against the Day Fries, and he's held his own. Just like with Oreo and everything like that. He is one of the top centers in this draftee class, and rightfully so. He got picked to the perfect situation.
The last team is the defending champs.
I can't go against the defending champs. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And the defending champs to me would have gotten an A+, but I'm giving them an A because they took LeBron over Fakey. I think if they would have drafted Fakey instead of LeBron, because Fakey was on the board at that point, I think Fakey is a better player than LeBron. I'm not saying LeBron is a bad player, but I feel like Fakey would have been a better pick than LeBron. That's why they don't have an A+. Bringing B-Rich back as the 6th man, JBM, Nudini, Awkward, Dave Fry. I would have liked to seen Fakey go here.
Yeah, it would have been a great pick for them. I'm rooting for LeBron too a little bit. I don't really know him personally that well, but I'm rooting for him because he's from my state. He's from my city, so I'm rooting for him a little bit. You know what I mean? I would love to see him good. Just to hold down Rhode Island, hold down Providence. So that'd be great. That B-Rich pickup. Why wouldn't you go after a man that was on a winning squad already?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He knows the system. He knows the guys. He can jump in whenever they need to. He knows how they're going to run the team. He knows how JBM wants to play. JBM did. I think JBM Dayfry did a good job of see the guys putting Nudini at the 2 is rightfully so because he is a great 2, putting him at a comfortable position that he wants to play. Just Awkward. He's great. We're gonna see how that works out as well. I mean, it's just a solid team. I'm not gonna bet against them. I'm gonna give them an A as well. Yeah, I'm gonna give them an A. I mean, I do see how you're saying the Fakey. I feel like they didn't take a pick on Fakey because of everyone saying the communication skills. He's very quiet and this and that, which I don't know what people were talking about because he's not. He's very loud. He's communicative. Maybe you didn't hear him. He didn't include his audio, but he's good.
Could you? I know we haven't touched on really anything like imagination wise and just kept it straight to the point when we're hitting these grades. But could you imagine them 6 guys sitting next to each other? JBM, Nudini, Awkward, Fakey, Dave Fry, and B-Rich. You understand how live that would have been? Like, that would have been. That's like, to me, knowing Fakey, hearing the way that Fakey talks during games, that would have been ridiculous.
I agree with you. It's just, it's just like those scattering reports or whatever went out. I don't know if people really looked over what Harris was saying, but some of the things that were on the weakness and stuff had me just dying because I don't know if they really took it from Harris's report. Maybe some of the stuff it is, maybe some of the stuff they didn't. Because Harris had it on his stream at one time, and what they said for release and stuff like that were not a lot of the things he said. He went more in depth. You know what I mean? It was very clear cut. It was good, and but the word around was that Fakey is quiet, and I don't know where that came from
Yeah, because he's not quiet. But
at all.
that is
But I would like
our
to go
draft
like
grades.
what we can let's run down the grades again. But I would like to go over and talk about some possibly because people are talking about snubs. What a snub really is and who we like. All right, we'll go over we'll go over who got snubbed and what a snub really is.
All right, well, two guys that pop right into my mind. I'm not going to hit on Cooks. I'm not going to hit on Dietrich. I feel like we touched on Cooks a lot. The two snubs that clearly stick out in my mind right away is Killy and Merck. We talk about Chaos getting drafted and how he's been one of the most winningest people in retail. But we don't talk about, or we have to talk about now, Killy, who won everything this pre-draft, and Merck, who's the winningest power forward of all time. Am I wrong for saying them two as snubs?
Killy was I feel like Killy was an actual snub. Killy was an actual snub. Killy can play the 1 through 5. Killy's a great person to have on your team. He's a great glue guy, even if he has to be a 6 man, because he can step in, he can play, he knows how to play. He's a winner. The man was winning. When he played with ENG, he was a winner. He's been a winner since he came on the game. He's good. I don't know what scouts and everything we're seeing, but maybe how they mesh and stuff like that, and egos and stuff like. Going over to Merck, I probably feel like that he was too young, maybe.
I touched on that. I believe I understand that.
Yeah, but still, it's thing best available. Are you picking the best available? Really? Are you picking the winner? Like he might be too young. He might be, how he gets along with the team. Going back to a year too early kind of thing. Like now he's going to be, the top power forward pick of his class of season 5. I don't agree with this whole year early thing. I think that's a scapegoat for teams in the buddy system, if you want to say, and teams messing up. Maybe they forgot about people that are on the board. Maybe the 2-minute clock was not enough time. But they like you can't even say that because they had time when the draft was going through to make their picks ahead and stuff like that. I don't know what teams and scouts were thinking with some of these teams because some of these teams don't make sense. Nope. Like that Lakers team. That Lakers team is I feel like it's awful. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like that's another lottery team.
That Lakers team with me bringing in Killy and bringing in the idea of Merck. Killy, Merck, and Cooks on that Lakers team makes that Lakers team a non-lottery team.
I agree with you.
You add them 3 to go with tactic and with crazy. That's not a lottery team anymore. Like I
agree.
I'm not the person. I don't want to be the person. And I said this last night before I even tweeted it. I do not want to be the person that goes on Twitter and says that I could draft better than these GMs and these scouts, and I could do all of this better than them. But when I sit down and I watch tape over and over and over again on certain players that are in the pool, and I see these players are not getting drafted, and somebody that gets drafted like Bohio, who's had his shot and didn't perform at the highest level, I feel at that point then I do need to say something because, maybe the 2K League isn't going to see it or somebody that is important isn't going to see it, but I don't want to be that person that's on the timeline talking the way that I was talking last night and this morning. But it just frustrated me seeing guys that are putting in the work, that are winning consistently, that aren't getting their shot now, but Ohio gets a second shot.
I totally agree with you. Like, I didn't want to be that person too. Like, I tweeted out, I could draft better blind in depth than some of these teams did. It is what it is. I said what I said. It's just a fact of the matter. Like, what are you looking at? They're saying the interviews have a big hold and it's a big thing to go along with picking a player. If they're late to interviews, whoever's late to interviews, whoever denied interviews, shame on you. They're saying that's one of the reasons possibly Idris didn't get picked. People saying he's too good and stuff like that, and it got to his head. You know what I mean? People like I heard too. I don't know if this could be a rumor as well. You know, there's a lot of rumors after the draft. People didn't get picked this up on the rumors out there that people were guaranteed a spot, and then come draft time, it changed just like that. They picked a different person. You know, it's a very very thin line of what is true and what is not. If you're not in that ready room, you're not on the team, you're not scouting, you're not talking to the coaches, you're not part of that game plan, and you really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's a very tough job for a GM, a scout, and a coach. You know what I mean? To really sit down and put together a solid team that you think is going to win you a championship. I totally understand that, but not picking the best available is it bewilders me. It really blows my mind because some of these picks were not the best available, and I feel like some of these. A lot of these 6-man picks were buddy things and who they're comfortable, the players are comfortable playing with. Yeah, I get it. You want to be comfortable with the person, but do you want to win? What if that buddy pick doesn't pan out for you? Now you're putting everything on the line. And it makes you look like, oh, okay, well, we went with your word kind of thing. And, you know, you do have influence because you are a player. You're going to be on the court. You want to be comfortable. We want to make sure you're okay. We want to make sure you can make that push and get these guys level-headed enough to make that drive for that big money. Now, what happens when that doesn't pan out for you? You didn't pick the best of the best. Should you lose your spot? Should they rethink of asking you the next draft around? Should you be worried that you're going to lose your position? They're going to pick up somebody that's going to come in and actually make the picks for the best of the best on the board kind of thing. Like what is that? That's why I like some answers on it. I would like to pick some brains of the GMs, the coaches, the scouts. You know what I mean? Eventually, you know, if we could, it would be great to see what they're thinking, you know, when they're getting ready for this draft. I know they say it's a very long process, which it is. It's very time consuming, and in this draft, for a lot of these prospects that didn't get picked, have really dampened their spirits, and a lot of them want to give up. They're like, "Oh, you're too early." Come on, man. That year too early thing, throw it out the window. They're winning right now. They're on a high. They want this. They're hungry. They want to produce for the team. They want to show that they can make it. They want to make it out of their neighborhoods. They want to be professional esports players. They want to be attached to something that they've been working for since they've been started playing 2K. I'm not gonna say their entire life, but yes, their entire life. Something to show that, hey, man, I made it in something in life. I did something with myself. I proved a point to people. I can do something. This is what I'm good at. This is what I'm gonna get picked for. And for people not to pick the best of the best on the board, which I feel like a lot of these teams didn't, is crazy.
Do you have snubs?
Do I have snubs?
Yeah.
I have a lot of snubs. I mean, I could go all day. I'm not gonna go all day, but I mean, I feel like Killy was a snub. I feel like Putback was a snub. You know what I mean? I feel like Dietrich was a snub. I feel like Cooks was a snub. I feel the snubs. I feel like Little Lady was a snub.
A Little Lady, real quick. Let's touch on Little Lady. Little Lady,
she played for the FIBA team, people.
How
she did her thing. She showed she can play.
How didn't she get drafted? Is the question.
Ramo himself said that girl can hoop. You know what I mean? Like
that blew my mind. A Little Lady when was it DJ Lay when she was drafted, and it seemed like they were drafting a female. Everyone that we were talking to last night was like, "Oh, it's going to be a Little Lady." Nothing against DJ Lay.
DJ Lay deserves that spot.
She does deserve that spot. Nothing against DJ Lay. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve that spot. But a Little Lady made the most sense for the first female to come off the board. You mentioned it. She played for Team USA. I've mentioned it coming into the draft, even draft night, and now tonight. I got to watch her post-draft last year play the shooting guard position, the lock position, and the center position all in one series and perform better than 9 other guys on the court. And she doesn't get drafted.
It really blew my mind with some of the picks and some of the people that were on the board, left on the board. You know, I was in astonishment that Idris was still on the board. Like every time I was like, oh, in my mind when we were going over picks last night, I was like, oh, this could be Idris, and Idris didn't get picked. I was very amazed. He's a winner, past champion. Maybe he denied some interviews. Yeah, maybe a lot of these people, like the unretained players that were in the league before, maybe they burned bridges. Who knows?
There's another guy that we talk about being in the league before and didn't get drafted last night, who I was expecting to actually hear his name called. And actually, there's two. I know we talked about this Friday night. JT and Larry.
Yeah.
I was a little bit more expecting Larry to get drafted before JT would have gotten drafted. But I was expecting both of them to at least possibly get 6-man spots if they weren't going to be drafted to start.
Yeah, like Larry, like I've been in parties with Larry. Larry's a very cool guy, very chill guy, and he can play. You know what I mean? I feel like he would be that great glue guy, even if it was a 6-man. You know what I mean? And he could step into the role of a starter if he wanted to. I know he had chances stuff like that before. He has performed. You know what I mean? Maybe not to the highest level that people thought he was, but he is a great player. You know what I mean? He would give the shirt off his back if he had to, kind of thing. Like that. You know, the couple minutes I've talked to him, and I don't understand that as well. Like JT, I feel like he's a great glue guy. I felt like he was going to be back in the league. Everyone is, oh, it's just JT, it's just JT, just JT. Yeah, it's just JT. He's good. He's good. Maybe he made a push in the end too late, played good in the end too late. Like a lot of these other players are saying that has happened to. I don't know what it is. Like that's why I would love to one day be in these ready rooms. I would love to, get that opportunity to see how this really works and what they're really going through. You know what I mean? Like I have talked with coaches, discussed stuff like that. It's just like, and they don't promise. They're like I don't know if they're promising people picks and then it just changes. That's the rumor around. I've never heard it myself. It's just the fact, like a lot of the people saying, like, oh, like I talk about one person. I'm not saying name, but I talk to one person. They're saying, oh, they're a year too early. But that doesn't make sense to me. That year too early thing does not make sense. It still does. I'm gonna bring that up 1,000 times.
Well, look at the two tweets.
You're too early.
Look at the two tweets. Look at the two tweets last night, but from a prospect and a 2K League player. The prospect said that he was getting phone calls yesterday afternoon before the draft, making it seem like they were drafting him. Someone was going to draft him. They wasted his whole day by calling him, talking to him for, 15, 20 minutes out of the time. And then,
well, they didn't. I want to say they wasted his day. That's the the process. That's the animal of the business kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like the trades shook it up a little bit. Okay?
The trade
shook it up a little bit. I feel
we saw the guy last night after he got traded say he was shocked.
Yes.
Like he didn't even know it was coming.
I agree with you. It's a lot of ifs, ands, what happened kind of thing. It's a business in the end. And they feel like they picked the right players, but I feel like a lot of these teams are going to see you didn't pick the right player. You didn't pick the best available. You're going to be a lottery team, and that's what's going to come down to. You picked wrong. Whoever you had picking for your team, whatever group of guys that you sat down with, and you're like, yeah, these are the right players. You're going to see those aren't the right players. Sorry to say it. This isn't what people like the best of the best out there. You're crushing their hopes and their dreams, and it sucks to see. There's a lot more that goes into this, obviously.
Yeah,
it's just not being a winner. It's just not playing about content. It's something else, and people need to know it. Like there should be a job description, just like any job, a job description of guidelines of what you need to do. Someone needs to write that out there. That would be great for players.
I know you and I talked earlier on the phone, and I had mentioned something. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this on stream, but I'm going to say it real quick on stream. I'm more than likely going to sponsor a team all post-draft. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that all of these teams that are doing this sponsorship is doing, where I'm going to sponsor them. But with me having my own podcast, with me covering the 2K community, I'm going to make sure that the 5-6 guys that are playing underneath of my brand, when I go to sponsor them, that I set something up in stone that I want them on my show. I want to help them build the content going into pre-draft next year. So not only when they end up winning post-draft and having multiple titles, their content's there and nobody can say, oh, they won and there was no content.
Yep.
I'm going to make sure that the guys that play underneath of my brand, I help as much as I possibly can to make sure they have content out going into the draft next year.
That's the main goal. I mean, that's what we do at E&G.
Yeah.
We try to push as much as possible out. I can only do so much for you. If you don't reach out to me, I'm gonna push out as much as possible. I'm gonna get in your DMs. But if guys are not making that push to do this stuff on their own, like you're going to get that answer. You're too early. You didn't put enough content. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. People have to realize, I understand your dreams didn't come true the first time you went out for it. It sucks. It really does. I truly feel hurt for the people that didn't make it, especially the people I really, really rock with. I really do. Like from the bottom of my heart, it's terrible. I've been in those positions. But you can't stop the grind. You really can't. It's what you do after your dream doesn't come true. Do you keep pushing forward or do you fold? That's the name of the game. Do you fold or you keep pushing forward? There's a reason why me and Hunter came with this thing called earn, not given. You earn what you earn. People get handouts, yes, but I'm cut from a different cloth. I said in my tweet, I'm cut from a different cloth. I want to earn my spot. I don't want someone to hand to me and then be a flop and people looking at me like, oh, you just got handed something. Mm-hmm. That's not how the way the world works. You got to start building. You got to start networking. I put out a tweet out there before. Networking is key to life, not just video games. It's key to life. Jelly. The more people you know, the more stuff you can reach out to people. Yes, people do need help. And if you have that helping hand, take it.
Jelly's been on
with it, but you also have to push on your side. You have to have that. You have to have that I want to get out mentality. I want to have that killer mentality. You got to have that Jordan mentality in everything you do in life. I'm the best. And it proved with some of the guys that were in ENG that they pushed. Some of the guys, they did have that push. It just, they're saying it wasn't their year. Okay, keep pushing. Keep going. Keep having that drive. I would love to bring back a post-draft ENG team. I got to find the right solid people because more than half the team is gone. You know what I mean? I want Cook Savage. I want my PG back. I want Dietrich back. But these guys want to go out and they want to find other stuff that's going to help them. I give more props to them. But you got to find that winning solid factor. You got to go on these with these. Obviously, it looks like you got to go on these teams and these names, these brands that are winning. You know what I mean? You can't. It's hard to start stuff out the mud. I'm sorry to say it. It's very, very hard.
No, you've been on my ass since I started this podcast that I need to be better with networking and all of that. And I've said it a million times. I was going to say it again. I appreciate that because you've pushed me to not only reach out and talk to prospects, talk to guys that are in the league, talk to guys that ended up getting drafted last night, but also some coaches. So I mean,
it's the name of the game, Matt. It really is. Like look if Aaron's still in the stream, if Fox is still in the stream, look at what he did.
Yeah,
the man went out and did his work. He wrote his articles, great articles, by the way. Fox, great articles. I read every single word, and they are on point. You don't pull any punches. You get to the point, and you really tell the truth in that. I like them. They're great. I love to read them. When anything comes out from you, I'm always reading it. And he pushed that grind. He kept going. He went over the NapX. I was over there with at NapX, and he literally just kept pushing content. And then he went on his own. He kept on pushing out content, networking. And look at him. You got a position with the Pistons.
And he had one hell of a draft.
You know what I mean? This is the name of the game, people. Networking, getting those connections, getting those right friendships that you need. You might have the skill, you might have the content, but you're missing the networking. You're missing those right connections. We can only do so much for you as organizations or as sponsors or anything that you want to call us. And we can go out and talk to people, but they want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to us. They want to know who you are. They want to know they want to see your face. We can say anything. We're gonna vouch for you for 1,000%. But if you're not putting the effort and time behind us, it's not gonna work. They don't want to talk to us again. They don't want us. They want you.
All right. So you want to hit these grades real quick, and then we will
let's hit
call
off
it
the
a
grades.
night.
Let's ride it out with the grades.
All right. So the Sixers. Do you remember your grades? You want me to hit them?
Hit them.
All right.
I can't remember.
For the Sixers. You ended up giving them a B. I gave them a B minus. The Bucks, we both agreed that they were a B minus. Going to the Cavs, you gave them an A. I gave them a B plus. Celtics, Joe, you gave them a C plus. I gave them a B. Gen G, you handed out an A. I handed out an A minus. We both gave the Grizzlies a B minus. We both gave the Heat an A. We both gave the Hornets a C. The Hawks received a B from you and an A minus from myself. Did I say the Jazz? The Jazz got an A. I'm not sure if I did or not. Jazz got an A. Kings got a B plus. Knicks got a B plus. Lakers got a D. Magic, you gave them a C plus. I gave them a C. Mavs, you gave them a C plus. I gave them a B. We both gave the Nets and Pacers A's. Pistons and Raptors both got A pluses from both of us. T-Wolves both got an A. Warriors got an A from you, an A minus from me, and we both gave the Wizards an A.
It rounds it out. But Matt, before we go, I just want to let everyone know, if everyone needs help, kind of get their mind wrapped around and they want to be that push. I am looking for, new dogs over the post draft. I am watching streams every night. I'm in, what you mean. If I'm not in your stream, I'm not following you or anything like that. Just hit me up, ZeroDarkJelly on Twitter. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking for new recruits, possibly made for a post draft team because, as I said, half the team got drafted. So I'm looking to put something together over there. But just reach out to me. Anybody that's watching stream, anybody needs help with anything, 2K wise or even outside of 2K, just real life stuff. My DMs are always open.
All right. Joe, you want to close out or you want me to do my usual and you yell at me later?
Hey, man, we'll do the usual. I'll do the usual and I'll yell at you later.
All right.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you coming to the stream. Philly Frenzy out.